Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be back with another rec review. And this time I'm going to be taking a look at Shady Llama. This is one of my Patreon members and we're doing the rec review through Patreon this time. And dropping the good luck, have fun, love to see it. This time we're around 1600. This is a 1600 game. Definitely a lot higher elo than the ones I did prior, which were around 1200. When we're in 1600, we're getting into like the realms of intermediate going on to advanced players. These guys know exactly what to do in the Dark Age. And they usually have a pretty good understanding of the game up until feudal, straight through feudal, straight through castle. However, usually there's a few things that could be done a little bit better in the early game. So I'll fast forward at 2 times speed, and we'll see what Shady Llama is doing wrong here, and also see what he's doing right and comment on that as well. And as always, this will be going to YouTube because the feedback has been great on the last few videos of coachings. And yeah, here we are with another one. Hopefully this is going to benefit you guys as well. And honestly, if you clicked on this video and you're less than 1600, don't feel like you have to click away. A lot of mistakes that are done at 1500 are also done below and are also done above. So pretty much anyone can benefit from this kind of an ELO to review. Okay, so far so good. No complaints. This house is part of a wall, which is solid. There's also on the same side as the berries. 2 on wood. This is clearly one of my regular viewers, regular watchers, which is great. Brings in the boar. Like almost flawless Dark Age, honestly. 3-second idle TC. That's your biggest mistake, which is really good. Now I'm going to loop back around, and I imagine go for the deer, or we go for the scouting, which is pretty good. You found all your sheep. Oh, sorry for that mega zoom. My bad. So at this point, we should already be starting to think about the matchup. We're up against Mongols. Now, against Mongols, I really like just opening scouts and trying to defend their scouts into Step Lancer play by going scouts into camels, something like that. But it really is up to you. You can open pretty much anything you want. What you have to understand, though, is that versus Mongols, you will be on the back foot. And actually, he's doing a nice Mongol build. 18 no loom is, 18 no loom is very fast. He's queuing loom afterwards. So opponent's playing pretty damn well so far. But so are we. We're going to go up for 20 pop with loom. So again, you will be behind versus the Mongols. This is completely by design. Oh, he's doing 19 no loom. Okay, not 18. 19 no loom. We're doing 20 with loom. Cool. Starting to wall up. I like this. I like this a lot. I'm going to slow it down here. I like this a lot. We're going to full wall. This is good. You clearly understand that Mongols will be faster, and you clearly just want to play defensive. Honestly, Shady Llama, I give you a 9.5 out of 10 for the Dark Age. It's perfect. The only criticism I have, and it's a minor one, is the fact that you haven't scouted your opponent yet. But that's just because you spent a lot of time scouting your own map, which is, completely fine. Okay, this is where I tend to disagree with you. I don't think you want to wall to the TC. I think you have to wall in front of the TC and get it all closed. If you wall to the TC, it doesn't actually help that much against scouts. Scouts will still run in. Step Lancers and Cast Sage will still run in. And this is securing you less map. So this is an outdated way to wall. You only wall like this if you have no other choice. Or if you're up against archers or infantry. If you're going to be up against a cavalry civ, I highly recommend you full wall and not wall to the TC. Because as I mentioned, scouts can still run through. And as we know, town centers hit nothing. I've seen stormtroopers in Star Wars that are more accurate than the TC when it comes to hitting enemy units. So definitely you want to wall in front of the TC. Both eco upgrades coming in is good. I'm going to defend with a couple spears. Okay. So far, only mistake is we haven't scouted opponent. This scout right now has to go right across the map. What if your opponent's on a range? What if he's not opening scouts that you're going to be fine defending with a few spears? You want to know this. And also, like, your scout's AFKing right now. You might as well do something with him. So the start was perfect, except the scout now has to go scout your opponent. This is just a very basic mistake, which I'm surprised you're making. I'm okay. Listen, I'm okay with you sitting until feudal age. If you're scared of your opponent getting faster feudal and killing off your scout, because his scout moves faster. I'm okay with you AFKing till feudal, but once feudal age kicks in, there's no excuse. You have to go out, scout your opponent's base, and then easily come back in. After 2 minutes, you can just come back to defend. And there's no reason not to do this, especially because you're fully walled, so you don't even need your scout to like fight. So I'm really surprised why you're staying home with him. The rest of the game is pretty good. Opponent is going for a range, so he's gonna attack us pretty hard. Again, we have no way to know this right now. Ooh, H for Hera. Love to see that gold. Look at that. Very nice. Yeah, I mean, pretty solid. Pretty solid so far. Let's fast forward a bit, because we're just going to develop. At this point, your next step should be... Aha! There it is. Now you realize this wall isn't doing it for you. So like this is a really nice mistake that we can easily fix from now till the rest of your life. You hear it once and you'll never need to hear it again. These walls that you made here, not only are they like not doing much, but they're actually taking up your space. If you had just made those houses here and here, number one, it's very safe. You can always run back to TC if you get attacked. So it's number one, it's very safe. Number two, it gives you more space in your base. And now you're redoing the walls, so you can clearly see that it's definitely something you shouldn't have done in the first place. A minor mistake, but something that's worth noting. 4 spears. Now, 4 spears against scouts is fine, but not against scouts into archers. But we had no idea he's going archers until now. Now we see the archers to see how you react. So again, I was talking about like our next step here is to get the castle age as fast as possible. But if you watch my previous rec reviews, you know we can't get the castle age unless we're safe. And now you see the archers, you're going to go into a few skirms. Skirm spear setup, especially with the Malian, is actually pretty good. So I don't mind this. The only danger here is that because we're going to be on skirm spear, we're not mining any gold. And skirm spear will kind of get destroyed by step lancers. So I just hope we don't get too late of a castle time at this point. Skirm's coming out. That's what I'm thinking about right now. So at this point right away, I think you should already start going to gold here. You already have a good enough setup to where you can afford a few skirms. Maybe like 1 or 2 more farms at most. But you already have a good enough setup to your next step should be castle age. If you delay your gold too much, it could backfire. Alright, skirm's coming out. You need a blacksmith as well. Try to wall up. This is when you realize it just didn't make sense to make this many spears as well. Because now you can use the wood for other things. Going for the blacksmith is nice. Walling up with a few vills. Nice job not losing a vill here. So far, I'm super impressed, by the way. This is some good gameplay. Like, seriously. Your biggest mistake was just simply not scouting your opponent. But even still, your reaction was good to the archers. Opponent's playing well, too. Skirms, we need to get fletching ASAP. So as soon as that hits, we get fletching. Nice. And we stay safe. And going for the market. Okay, I don't mind that. Again, you see how now you have a problem here? This is why I really insisted you went to gold earlier. Because now we need the market to click up. Those guys can go to gold. So we're going to have a later castle age than we needed to. Opponent is in a disaster, by the way. If I was reviewing the rec for your opponent, I would say, get those bills off wood and make some farms, my guy. Ooh, a hole is so unfortunate. I don't consider that a mistake because it happens to everyone. It's fine. Let's see how we react to it. Bring in the spears back. Goal should be to push this back as soon as possible. We're getting archer armor first. Okay. Another vill, so we lost 3 vills. I would continue making skirms now. Nice, you're doing that. Good reaction so far. So our goal, once again, is to clear this up, push it all back, and then click up the castle. Nice, good job with the skirm spear comp. Good gameplay. Spears should be behind the skirms, eh? Nice. Oh, good. Very, very nice. Very nice. Yeah, the reason why you keep the spears behind the skirms is that you want to let the scout come in and hit the skirms, and then the spears behind can hit. If you have the spears in front, it makes it too easy for the archer player to pick them off. But you did pretty well, and you're going to click up the castle age. Okay, so now, I insist. Now we need to reset. Now that there's no pressure, this is the lesson for everyone. After you clear up pressure, rebalance your economy for what you want to do. Now you're going to drop 2 stables. 14 on gold signals all in. So if you're all inning, I'm cool with it. If you're not all inning, I would take 3 or 4 off and put them to wood so you can afford a town center. But if you're all inning, you want to do like 2 stables, maybe a 3rd stable, or maybe a monastery, it's fine. Oh, nice. You actually do this. Man. It's like you're listening to my tips in real time, it seems. Perfect. So just take those off gold. Very nice. Sending them over to wood. This is great. And you're going to go for 2 stable bloodlines. Dude, I'm super impressed. I'm actually disappointed by your opponent. 1,000 wood. This guy needs to watch my videos. If you guys watch my videos, you know that over 1,000 resources before Imperial Age in 1 resource is not good. It's terrible, in fact. So he needs to spend that as soon as possible. He needs to add in some ranges. He's going to go probably CA. He is probably going to go CA. Okay. I can already tell what's going to happen. Because I can already tell what's going to happen Because I've died to this plenty of times as well. We're going to commit to knights, and opponent's going to be on CA, and we're going to get destroyed. I think that's what's going to happen. Not right away. We're gonna get destroyed over time, and this happens to me all the time. Like, I always lose. Well, now I figured out how to beat it, but I used to lose a lot to CA, and I'm playing Cavalry. So what should you do here? With the information we have, we don't know he's on CA. You should make knights push out and try to break in. It's a very simple plan. And behind it, we're gonna add a TC. This is all great. Next step is to get Bowsaw. And one thing you'll notice is that we are missing a few... Getting Bowsaw perfect. We're missing a few farms, potentially. 12 farms is a little... you know, it's on the lower end. Usually I have to be around 14 to 16 when playing 2 stable knights. So what's going to happen now is that you're not going to be able to afford too many knights past, you know, the first 6. I'm going to go forward siege. Okay. 2 TC plus forward siege. I don't mind this. I don't mind this. I hope you win this game. Honestly, I think it's very possible that you win. I think you're ahead, in fact, at this point. Well, you did lose the 3 vills, fair enough, but you have some momentum right now. Opponent's on 3 range CA. I'm gonna push with siege. Okay. We don't know about the CA so far. 2 TC, you're spending resources. Yo, you're playing very well, by the way. Like, this is really impressive. You're playing... I'm gonna pause right here just to address this. You're playing fundamentally way better than your opponent. You're keeping your res... you know, spent. You're playing a really solid strategy with good economy behind it, and your only mistake so far has been not scouting and dying to a hole, which again is a very minor thing. I would only worry about having a bit too much on gold. This is fine as long as you spend it, but just make sure not to start floating. But so far so good, man. I really am impressed by this gameplay. Forward monastery as well. Okay, so we're gonna go knights and siege. So when pressuring CA, honestly, what I enjoy doing is instead of trying to push in too deep, I like to just break their entire outside area and keep them open. Reason I like to do that is because CA, if they fight in one spot, always win. But if they're open to raids, then that's where their weakness comes in, where they have to constantly chase you. So if I were you, I'd get a few mangonels and just start breaking all the buildings on the outside. Nice, you're very aware of his army. Respect. +2 armor should be prioritized, by the way. +2 armor should be the next upgrade. I would even go as far as to say, like, you should idle your economy for it, at least a little bit. +2 armor is so crucial in Knight for CA battle. He's moving out with no bloodlines. Gets converted. Dude, I am not sure how you lose this game. It's going perfectly so far. It is going perfectly. Got a conversion, chase those away. Go right back to hitting the buildings. Right back to hitting the buildings. You're floating res, maybe more mangonels. Yeah, I had a feeling. Okay, this is exactly what I'm talking about. You were doing perfect like 30 seconds to a minute ago, but then as you just like autopiloted and threw vills on gold, now you're floating gold. So how do you fix this? This is perfect. This will help so many people. In the mid game, once you've saturated your gold and you have like 13 on gold, even if you need more gold, if you have like 13, 14, it's enough. Especially with Malian bonus, it's going to come in. So instead what you should do is take the gather point off and put it elsewhere. If your gather point is elsewhere off the gold, you're not going to stockpile the like, you know, 10, 20, 30 vills on gold like you're doing right now. And even if you want a lot of gold for all in, which is fine, definitely make sure that you're not overdoing it. Because here, as soon as you start floating gold, it becomes bad. You're not all in. Remember, you have a 2 TC boom behind it, and you can easily build up to a 3rd TC as well. So I'd much rather, instead of sending vills to gold, after you're saturating it, like just take 6, these are 6 working inefficiently anyways, take them and send them to wood. And start making more farms, because a 10 farm economy is bound to collapse. And I don't want you relying too much on the market. And this is a mistake I'm sure you do very often as well, because I'm not saying this because, like, you know, to be negative or anything. I'm saying this because I've been there 100%. And I've done the same mistake countless times myself. So again, now, instead of diving in deep, which I think is bad, I would heal my knights on the outside and just break all the buildings. And just keep them open. 3, 4 mangonels, scorpions, and just keep everything open. And behind it, I'd add a 3rd TC. Okay. We're getting really high up in the gold. If we hit 1,000, I'll pause and tell you how to spend it. We already talked about some other options you have right now. Going in really deep for the town center. This will backfire, for sure. And this is one thing I never understood with Mangonel players. Why do we want to go for the TC? Even if you kill the TC, it doesn't change the game. But if you just kill the buildings on the outside, which is number 1, safer, and number 2, more value, I think it changes the game. Because if you keep him open, it's going to do way more damage than just killing a town center that can easily rebuild. I understand, like, TC, hard to repair, it's a vulnerable building. I understand all that. But I would definitely be more cautious. +2 armor's coming in. Perfect. Good fights. Good conversions. Is it going to be enough? You got a couple conversions, which is solid. He dodges your Mangonel shots. Ooh, enemy played really well there. So did you. So did you. But you just fought before +2 armor. Yeah. This is a critical moment of the game. Okay. So, we just saw the fight. Let's take it back. Let's take it back. Okay. Let's take it back. We just saw that whole fight unfold. Now, why don't we do it my way? All right, we have this. We have what we're working with. Why don't we do it my way? Let's imagine for a second. Instead of pushing the TC, which puts us in a very vulnerable position, which allows the wraparound to begin with, which we do see, by the way. Pretty sure. Oh, no, we don't. I think we saw him pass by here, though. Instead, let's do it my way. We'll walk to this hill with the Mangonels, attack round both the stable and the range at the same time. So that way, if he engages, he's attacking us when we're on top of the hill, and when we're not inside his base, so we have space to maneuver. We have space to go back, climb to the top of the hill, or we have space to just engage. Okay? So if you do it my way, by the time he wraps around, you're going to have the hill bonus, and you'd have killed 1 or 2 buildings because you're on a hill. Your way simply just didn't work out. I'm going to fast forward again, because now you're fighting on his terms. Look at how much vision he has. He sees everything. He's fighting from 2 angles, and the fight is basically, you know, as easy as can be for him. Even still, you took a really decent fight. I don't think it's game over yet. And also, another thing that's worth mentioning, because you're inside his base, you had to fight before your upgrade. So it's a huge mistake. This is a huge lesson, guys. When you're Mangonel pushing, seriously, take it from me, take it slow. You get so much more value attack rounding buildings in between. You guys know that trick, right? Attack round in between a building to kill 2 at once with Mangonels. If you just do that and open up the space, it puts your opponent on a timer. And if they don't do anything, they're going to be losing houses, production buildings, all that. And it lets you build up your push all while maintaining economy. Sure, if you're all in, then yes, maybe go for the TC first if you're like all in. But in this case, you're not all in. You got 2 TC set up. So now you're 10 vills up. Wouldn't it have been wonderful to just keep the push alive for another 5 minutes so that the 10 vill lead can exponentially get you ahead? And you're a Patreon member, so you definitely saw my video about how to snowball advantages. And you know, if you watch that Patreon exclusive video, you'll know that we do not force a fight if we don't have to. We always play it slow and extend our lead, build upon our lead. If you're winning, you don't want to risk taking big fights that can swing back the momentum. Because now what's happening is now he gets to attack you for free. And although you're 10 vills up, there's now a big risk to lose because we're down an army. Had you just kept the army numbers neutral and kept all the army on the field while building up your economy, and by taking small trades, you'd pull ahead way more in vills, and you wouldn't give him the chance to counterattack you until it's too late. Okay, now we're at 1,100 gold. Again, if you send in a wreck and you have 1,000 of a resource, you're gonna get roasted, and we're gonna have to fix this. How do we fix this? It's okay to float. It's not okay to stay with that mistake the whole game. So now, right away, we have to fix it. I would use the market. Okay, I would buy 300 wood, drop and 100 stone, drop a 3rd TC here because you want to be on 3 TC anyways. And I would probably switch into elite skirms right now. Why? It's pretty clear our opponent's on like pure CA right now, and we already have a few knights on the field. So switching into pure elite skirm would be a nice counter to it. If you don't want to do that, the other option is to mass siege like you're doing and add in more knights. So get the 3rd TC and add in more knights, and that will spend all your resources. What you don't want to have happen is keep the 1,000 gold in the stockpile doing nothing. That is terrible. So all I'm seeing right now is time we could be massing knights. I gave you 2 options. Elite skirm, or, which is what you want to do, 2 siege workshops. A little bit excessive, but I respect it. Siege and knights. And that's very valid as well. Oh no, you want to go imp? No, no, no. I do not like that one bit. No. Ooh. Okay, where do we begin? We gotta dismantle this. I'll let it play in the background, but imp is bad here for 2 reasons. Number 1, we have 0 map control. 0 map control. Meaning, even if we get up to Imperial Age, we're not going to be able to use the timing to attack our opponent. Number 2, fast imping with a cavalry civ is horrible. the upgrades are simply too expensive. If you get Cavalier and +4 armor, as soon as you hit Imp, you get Cavalier +4 armor, and you have 10 to 15 knights, I will quit Age of Empires for the rest of my life. If you have less than that, then the fast Imp is not worth it, because you're getting up to Imp with, you know, just very little army. So let's see. You got 2 minutes. I want to see 10 to 15 knights. We'll say 10 knights minimum. Cavalier +4 armor clicked as soon as you hit Imp. If you don't meet those criteria, then it's better to first set up your economy, mass the knights, and then delay Imp by 2 minutes, so that when Imp comes in, you have more knights and more army to upgrade, okay? Now, with Arbalest civs, it makes sense to do a faster Imp, because Arbalest, or, you know, Arbalest or Archer line in general, is cheaper to upgrade. It's not as expensive as the Cavalier, plus making the knights, which costs a lot of food and gold. Arbalest, you need like 15-20 farms to maintain like 2-3 TCs, and then you need like 1,000 food, and all the upgrades are done. The rest is just wood and gold, which are a lot easier to get, you know, to come by. Sometimes you don't even need the Arbalest upgrade when doing fast Imp Arbalest. You can do fast Imp crossbow with bracer and chemistry, and that unit is really strong. But with cavalry, it's different. You'd much rather have the numbers than you'd have the, you know, the upgrades. Okay, so you're gonna hit Imp, and you're gonna have, sorry to say this, a pathetic 2 knights on the field. And I stress, all of these resources we should have been investing into something else. Now you're gonna get Cavalier and +4. We have 2 knights. So I'm happy you clicked those upgrades, but I hope you can see that getting the knights on the field first and getting more economy would put us in a much better position than getting the upgrades and having no units to upgrade. I like the Scorpion mask though. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna start doing this in my games. Dude, Double Siege Workshop Scorpions is kind of lit. Yo, you're clapping the CA. That was sick. The Scorpions were really sick. I like that you got up to like 10 of them and not like the 3 of them that do nothing. I'm gonna actually learn, take a lesson from that and just do like 10 Scorpions for CA myself. And once again, you're forced into your base. Even if you're Imperial Age, your opponent has no respect for you. You're the guy that gets a really fancy car out of high school, but then just doesn't have a job. So you look cool for like 2 years. As soon as you hit Imperial Age, you look cool. You get the car, you look cool. And that's it. You can't sustain it. So at like 4 or 5 years down the line, no one has respect for you anymore. Same thing here. Your opponent just didn't respect you. And you're stuck with just a few Cavalier instead of having a big mass. So now, even still, because your opponent made like, you know, a bunch of mistakes himself, didn't pressure you, we are still okay. But I do want to highlight the fact that you're on 78 Vils when we could have been, at the same time, probably like 100 Vils, just now reaching Imp with like 20-25 Knights. And 20-25 Knights do way better than 4 Cavalier. We can agree on that. All right? All that said, we're going to put those mistakes behind us. Now in Imperial Age, what should we do? I still insist 78 Vils is too little. I would still prioritize another town center and try to get my economy up to speed. In the meantime, I would spam Cavalier, and I would try to do as much damage as possible right now. Because if your opponent gets to Imperial Age, then you could be in some trouble. So right now we're the strongest, and looks like you're doing that. You're aware of this, and you're going to be pressuring your opponent, which is great. Shady Llama, respect, brother. Doing the right thing here. This is really good. Good value as well. Really nice value. I would avoid fights against camels if I don't have to. I would just run back. Castle on the hill. I don't mind that, but I think defensive castle and just taking it slow is probably better. Good raids though. Again, I don't know if you win or lose this game, but this should be a 100% won game. You stop making Vils. Never stop making Vils until 200 pop. This is horrible. You haven't made a Vil in like 10 minutes. Look at the idle TC time. It's really climbing. The reason why you never want to stop making Vils is that a Vil pays back in literally 1 minute. So like, there's just no reason. Like, why would you want to float the res? You might as well just make the Vils and have them pay back super quick anyway. Castle in the center of the map. Oh, do we lose here? We're raiding? Oh, don't tell me this castle is going to cost us the game. Our cavalry are pathing like monkeys at the moment. It's not your fault. It's the monastery that's blocking us. This should still be a good fight. Should still be a good fight. But we lost a lot of Vils. 67 Vils. I'm not making more, which is problematic. No, continue fighting! What? Continue fighting! It's a watchtower, my brother. You had that one. I hope you go back in. Nice, nice. That's good. That's good. Yeah, get back in there. You eat this. You eat this. Yes. Good, good, good. Okay. That was a glitch in the Matrix. I didn't see that. I'll turn a blind eye. You came back and did the right thing. I would just go back and finish that castle. Very good. Again, I have to criticize it. No vills. You have so much res and you're just not spending it. Boom. 10 off. Farms. Sell a bit. Buy 100 stone. Make another town center. If you stay at this vill count, you know what happens when you stay at a low vill count like this for so long? If you don't do a monumental amount of damage now with your army, your opponent can catch up. If you just add economy, your opponent can't catch up. Okay? Still, you're doing... like, this should be GG. I don't know if you win or lose this game, but if you lose this game, I don't know what to do with you, because this is 100% over at this point. Good raids with the Cavalier. Our opponent is that he has the same mistakes as you. He's not spending his res, and he's not taking efficient trades with his army. Yeah, thank God. The GG is called, and this is a win. God bless. I was going to lose my mind if you lost this. But still, I'm glad you sent in a win, because I want to show you guys that win or lose, it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. And I know we feel good when we win. We feel bad when we lose. Trust me, it's the same for me. I understand. But if you're trying to improve, right, I would put the emotions aside, and I would focus 100% on what you should do better. And so, as you can see here, win or lose, there are a lot of things that Shady Llama could have done better. And I highlighted a lot of them. To recap, the biggest thing to take away from this game, in Castle Age when pushing, is you have to take your time with the siege push and build it up. And then behind that, you want to set up multiple TC economy. Alright? You do this when you're not all in pushing. You set up a multiple TC economy, and you continue booming. Your biggest mistake, by far, despite everything, is stopping Vil production in Imp. 50 food, you always had that in the bank. You always had it. 50 food. Make it, drop it on a farm. Or drop it on wood, and then take 10 vills off wood, mill 10 farms. Just auto farm. And fix your economy that way. But one thing's for sure, you have to continue making economy. What happens is, let's say this game was a bit different, right? And you're at 60 vills, and your opponent's like 100 vills. And he has got like 1-2 castles start coming up. If you can't kill him, you will lose. You will throw the game. Because you don't have an economy behind it. So highly recommend, like 100%, you have to continue making vills. Even if you hit Imp, until 200 pop, keep making vills. You'll thank me later. And I would get up to 3-4 TCs as well. You want to make more TCs based on how many vills you have, okay? So if you have 60 vills in Imp, I would add like 2 extra TCs for sure, maybe even 3 extra. If I'm at 100 vills on 3 TCs, I would add just like 1 more. If I'm on 120 vills and I have 3 TC, I probably won't add any more TC because I have a good amount of vills, okay? But at 60 vills, the way to fix this is to just drop like 3 more TCs and just start like spam booming and getting back up to 200 pop. Because again, in this game, I don't know what's with you guys. Do you guys hate 200 pop? You guys never get there. Look at this. You're in Imp and your pop is like 75, like tops. Look at this. There's no units on the field, guys. You just stop making vills for no reason. So we win the game. We have like 100 pop, but like against better players, you will lose these. All right, that's going to do it for this rec review. We're going to just fast forward to the end and check out the stats for you guys if you're interested. Thank you so much for watching the video. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you guys want to see more like this, let me know in the comments, because if not, I'll just do them off video. I offer the service through Patreon. If you guys want the service, check out my Patreon. I got tons of exclusive guides there, including coaching sessions once a month, including a secret Discord where we got like a community of 40-50 people. You can ask me questions literally 24/7 around the clock. Ask me any question and I'll answer it. There's no other player, no other service in any game I know that the top player will give the service. I've never seen this anywhere. And I'm bringing it to you guys to help improve and help generate this community of improvements with a small group of players. If that's interesting, check out my Patreon. Check out my Twitch live stream. Links in the description below. Twitch for my live stream, Patreon for the guides. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Like the video, comment, subscribe. See you guys next time. Peace.